Hi, I'm Rachel Timlin, Cultural Arts Supervisor for the City of Farmington Hills Special Services Department, and I am here today with Gary Raffanelli.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi, Gary. Thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Gary is the producer and a singing member of the world's greatest ABBA tribute band, ABBA Cadabra.
That's it.
And you have toured all over the world with this band. You play in huge venues, cruise ships, sellout shows, and now you are coming to Farmington Hills to play in our little venue. Farmington Hills, our little 220-seat venue.
I'm actually looking very forward to it. Not only that, I think we're doing 3 shows, right?
We're doing 3 shows.
Doing 3 shows. You took me on a tour today, and it's very intimate for us, so the people are going to feel like we are singing to them. They're going to feel like they're part of the show.
Right. Tell us about how this tribute band got started. I heard that it all began with a bluff.
That is absolutely true. I've been producing shows since 1996. And Harrah's saw a show that I had put together for the Silver Legacy in Reno, and they said, "Can you do something for us?" So I said yes, and I put together 3 ideas, and I went to see them in their office, and I gave them the first idea, and they loved it, and they said, "We'll call you in a week." And I started to get up, and he said, "Well, you got something else, don't you?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And I gave him my second idea, and they said, "We like that better than the first." And I said, "So do I. And forget about next week, we'll call you on Monday." And I said, "Fine." And I start to get up, and they go, "Wait, you got anything else?" And I went, "Yes, I do." And I brought out my third idea, and they said, "That's what we want. And we're going to have a meeting tonight. I'll call you later tonight. How late are you up?" And I said, "Just call me and thank you." And I get to the door, and he said, "You got anything else?" And I didn't. But I didn't want him to know that.
Right.
And on the way, I was driving in my car, and I had an ABBA music playing in my car. And I was singing all the ABBA songs, and there's 2 of my favorites, and they were on, and it got me in a real good mood for the meeting. So I said, when he said, "Do you have anything else?" I turned around, and I said, "Nothing that I'm allowed to talk about." And I'm lying.
Right,
Everything is made up.
Make it mysterious.
And they said, "Come on, Gary, I've known you for a long time." And I said, "I know, but it's not going to be ready till October. This is in February, so that bought me 8 months, right? It's not going to be ready till October, and it's top secret." And I said, "But it can't leave this room." And I was explaining it to him, and a secretary walked by and said, Did I just overhear we're going to get an ABBA show?" And I knew her too. I've been in Reno for years. And I grabbed her and pulled her in the room, and I closed the door, and I said, "Listen, you people, this is like secret, hush, hush. Cannot leave this room." And I started explaining more about the show. Of course, I'm making it all up as I'm going. Yeah, as I'm going along. And then he stopped. His phone rang. He had an emergency. It was red. It was like the bat phone.
Right.
It was red. And he went, "I got a problem on the main stage." And he said, "I got to stop. Hold on." And he put it on speaker. And he said, "This is Skip. What's the problem?" And the production manager on the stage says, "Oh, no problem. We just overheard we might be getting an ABBA show."
Oh, no.
And
word traveled.
Yeah, and my hair all stood up on my arms, and I went, and the back of my neck, and I went, "This is such a good idea." So when I left the meeting, I started it that day.
Wow.
That was in February 2002.
So the best bluff you've ever told.
Yes.
Goes down in history.
Yeah, and that entertainment director, after I got the show going, I told him, "Do you know I was lying to you?" But I started it that day.
Started it,
yeah.
And it's been very successful. Of course, the original ABBA members don't play together anymore.
No, not since 1982.
Okay. Can you tell us about how that all happened? You saw them, right? You saw them.
They were on tour in the United States one year. It was 1979, and a girl called me from the Bay Area that I knew a little bit, and she says, "I have tickets to go see ABBA. Will you be my date?" And I went, "Well, I'm off. Yeah, I'm off that night. I don't have to work. Yeah, I'll come." So I drove the 4 hours. So I actually got to see ABBA live.
Right.
And I remember a lot about the show. It's in there. Mm-hmm. And so I used all those ideas that I remember, even some of the words they said, not the songs, but the talking. They talked about Bjorn and Yetta splitting up. They talked about that. So in our show, we talk about it. We give it a different twist.
Right.
You know, our show is if ABBA broke up, but they had to get back together again,
Right.
and they're really not there's a little irritation, a little knife twisting going on. So we use that part of the personality.
Right. So
That's
you're
part
continuing on the story of
Yes.
ABBA. Okay.
yes, and make it funny.
Right.
Everything's funny.
Right. So it's a very entertaining show, obviously.
People are going to be laughing. Yes, people laugh.
Playing all the favorites.
There's a lot of audience participation, and I'm not going to give away anything, but I expect it's hard in the theater for a lot of people, except if you're on the ends or in your front rows or something, to get up and start dancing. But we've had many
People
audience
do it.
members jump up and start dancing.
Now,
and,
do people come to the show dressed in any
Uh,
special
the-
costuming?
Oh yeah,
from
they
the
have.
70s?
They
Yeah.
have. If you come and you make yourself noticed, you'll probably get something from us from the stage.
But you're not going to say what.
I'm not going to say what, no, but we'll notice you. If you are that noticeable, you know, if you wear a multicolored wig, you're liable to get something from us.
Right.
So yeah.
Great. Well, where else have you toured with this show?
To Europe 4 times. We do a lot of touring in the Caribbean. As far as the United States, we've been to Guatemala, but in the United States, we've toured Florida. We've been to New York. We've been to Las Vegas. We've been there 15, 20 times. Reno and Lake Tahoe. We were just in Oregon last weekend. We played Washington, Iowa, and at this job in Farmington Hills, our very first time appearing in Michigan for the
Great.
public.
Well, we are very grateful and excited that you're coming.
So are we.
Here.
So are we.
Yeah. So, what do you think makes the popularity of the ABBA music so everlasting? And
You know, they were popular back. They came out in '73 with Ring Ring, but that wasn't a big hit. Waterloo came out in '74, and that was a national hit. And from '74 till '82, they had 25 hit records. They were big everywhere in the world except Sweden and the United States, where they
really?
were the least.
Right.
And then it was almost, musicians especially would never say they liked ABBA. You know, it was like saying you like Donnie and Marie or something like that. And I happen to love Donnie and Marie, and I like the music of ABBA. But no one ever talked about it. And then when the play came out in 1996, it was just an ABBA boom. It wasn't right away. It took a couple of years, and then when the movie came out, you know who produced the movie?
No.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson produced the movie, and it made $700 million.
Wow.
That exploded. Our jobs doubled in 2009. The movie came out in 2008. Our jobs doubled in 2009, doubled again in 2010. So, and people now are not afraid. In articles, you can say, people have said, now, I was embarrassed before, but now I can honestly say I've always loved ABBA music. And kids watch it because the parents watch it, and Mamma Mia and stuff like that. So our demographic is from 5 to 95.
Right.
We had a lady come to see us in Lake Tahoe in a wheelchair, brought up in an ambulance from Sacramento, or some private medical vehicle, looked like an ambulance. And they came in, and her kids, 2 of her kids were with us. We found out after, she didn't know how long she was going to last, but she always wanted to see an ABBA show live. And she came up, and she's been bedridden and wheelchair. And I'm kind of getting emotional, actually. The kids said during Dancing Queen, she got up and danced.
Oh, wow.
And they haven't seen her walk in years. And that's the kind of effect that it has.
That's incredible.
I'm tearing up because it was, we saw her and we saw her dance, but they told us
You didn't
after
know the story.
kids were crying.
Wow.
So,
That's incredible.
yeah. So,
Great. So you obviously love your job.
I'm probably too old to be doing this.
You're never too old. Come on.
Probably. I figure I'm the luckiest guy in the world to still be doing what I enjoy doing the most. Entertaining is fun. Playing is fun. Do I enjoy playing the music? Yes. But I'm addicted to the applause. You get used to that. And I started performing when I was 9, for whatever PTA meetings, boys club get-togethers, whatever, just to play. I remember the first time I got paid. I played for like 10 minutes. I got $5. And my father earned $5 an hour.
Wow.
And I went, well, I made it in 10 minutes. That's $30 an hour.
Right.
I make more than my father, So.
And did your dad slap you across the head?
No, but I will tell you a story. When I was about 10 or 12, we went up to Harrah's Lake Tahoe, and they had babysitting for if the parents were gambling in the casino.
Okay.
They had free babysitting, and they had pool tables and movies and different things. Well, when we walked in the door, the main room was right there. And I forget who was playing Bill Cosby, but it was like noon. We're there for breakfast, whatever. And the door was open, and I just took off and went into the room because I thought maybe Bill Cosby's going to be there. Yeah, and it's noon. And I remember seeing they were making the tables for the dinner shows and setting up silverware and vacuuming and whatever. And my parents ran after me, and they went, "Gary, get out of here." And I remember saying, "Yeah, but maybe someday I'll play here." And they went, "Shut up, let's go." It took 40 years, but
and
I played there.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you. So you have always been a musician, as you just
my
told
whole
us.
life, yep.
How about the other members in the band?
Most of them are lifelong performers in one way or another. Started in their early teens or earlier. The girl singers, Susan plays Agneta. She's had her own band for years and years and years. Leslie was never was in a band, but did high school musicals and theater and stuff like that. And Rich, Rich is still, when he's not working with me, he's working with other tribute bands. He's in a Beach Boys band and an ELO band and a Beatles band. And so he's been playing forever as far as I know. So my drummer's been with me actually 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so did you hold auditions to get those members
yes,
of your band?
yeah, I got
After
them
you
on.
bluffed to the producers, you scrambled, made some phone calls.
I found local people in Reno to start,
Okay.
and I handpicked them. I went to them individually and said, "This is what I'm going to do," and they went, "Really?" When word got out in Reno, where I've been performing for 30 years,
Right.
that Gary Raffanelli was putting together an ABBA show, all the musicians went, why not Kiss?
Right.
Why not Creedence? Why not? And I just went, well, I think this is going to be big.
Yeah.
And they went, well,
And you were
good
right.
luck. And now they all want to work for me.
Right.
True, it's true. So,
Wow, that's great. That's great. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the show?
well, I'll tell you what. I promise that if people come out to the show, you're going to have a great time. You're going to be laughing. You're going to be clapping. You're going to be singing. You're going to be dancing. It is a fun show, and you'll be talking about it. As a matter of fact, if there happens to be a seat open, I'm willing to bet that people will run out and take up those seats to come back and see it again, because I don't know how long it'll be before you hire me back. It may be a while. So, we're very looking forward to it. I can't wait to come out.
And you are touring nonstop, right? You'll be coming off what you said was the world's biggest cruise ship right before you get to Farmington Hills. So
Right,
you are
and
touring
what am I doing
constantly.
after that? I'd have to look at my calendar.
Right.
I'm too old, I'm sorry. I have notes. So
you're
yeah.
constantly touring, and
Yes.
if
and
anyone wants to see you outside of Farmington Hills, they have to maybe
go to our
re-
website.
Okay.
Yeah, abbacadabra.com.
Okay,
Don't
great.
put the R, not abracadabra. That's a different show.
Right.
ABBA Cadabra, and And as a matter of fact, and I may as well give him a plug, we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for Bruce Pooley,
Right.
who I met when I saw his mic sleeves.
Mic Effects.
Mic Effects in at the NAMM show like 7 years ago, and I just thought it was a brilliant idea and told him so.
Right.
And we've become friends since then, and that's how I met you.
Right.
And we probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
You
him.
probably wouldn't.
So I thank
Right.
him.
Well, thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to add, or
I think that's.
thanks for sharing your history with us.
No
and
problem. No
personal
problem.
stories. And we're very much looking forward to the show. The tickets are selling fast. so
Good, good,
Very much
good.
looking forward to it. It's going to be
Come
a
and
blast.
see us. Come and
Right.
see us. And we do a meet and greet after the show.
Great.
We'll do one, and you can take pictures with us and stuff. But I make people promise to put them on Facebook,
Right.
so
okay.
they all get on Facebook.
Right. Great. Well, thanks so much, Gary.
Thank you.
Yeah.